So welcome class to our session for today. So last time we had the model generation. The methods was introduced to you. So actually we had discussed the coordinates method by structure wizard, and then by AutoCAD importation and snap node grid beam method. So today we are going to expound that by using circular repeat and the mirror command for model generation. And then after which we proceed to property assignment. So on property assignment, expect that we will deal with steel design model geometry, then cluster the groups or cluster your structure with certain groups, okay. And then assigning member properties, then member beta angle, then assigning member specifications, and then assigning loads and supports. So it is expected that at the end of the session, we apply the model generation technique by using circular repeat and mirror command. And we could also relate with the STAAD02 database, in which you will have a glimpse in a while, and then apply grouping techniques in members. So this is the clustering of the structural elements, and then assign member properties to your model, and then assign loadings to the structure, as well as assigning support systems on the structure. So let's begin with our work for today. So we are going to open this start. So let us have this as a truss exercise 02. See, I'll just have this truss, then set the units to meter and kilonewton meter, so then finish. Okay, so our topic here is use the translational repeat. I'll just create a simple octagonal structure here so that you can appreciate this circular repeat. Anyway, you have already gone through with the process of translational repeat. So this time, a circular repeat for a circular structure. So I'll just start with putting x, z, and then axis, no, as our base axis, and then our y will be serving as our vertical height. Okay, so first you're gonna model it on the xz axis. So I'll just you may use this snap node beam, okay, or directly go to the node and then start with 0 0 axis. So it's better that perhaps we can start with the 50-50 coordinates of the xz, and then this one, just select that one. If you have a radius of 10, no, pwede mong control C. I'm going to press control C and then control V, and we'll just offset this by the way, it's better that you select here view from Y, so that you can work with the plane along X and Z. Okay, so this I'm going to select, then control C and then control V. You can offset that along Z with say yung radius mo is 7 meters. Okay, so that's it. Then we'll just try to connect this one, and then we have the beam cursors to select this one so that we can use this translational repeat. So what will be the axis of rotation? Of course, y is the axis of rotation, so this one will be your axis of rotation perpendicular to the screen. Okay, so for the total angle, we are going to rotate that completely in one revolution. So by number of steps, octagonal, say we have 8, then press OK. So see, this is 360, this is 8 steps. Okay. So we encountered an error because we have not set our point of rotation. So translational repeat, say we're going to rotate that at node 2, no? So with the total angle or the whole revolution of 360 with an 8 step, and then link steps. Okay, so that's it. So I'll just repeat that procedure, and then set this one where you wanna where you gonna refer your rotation. See node 2 here, and then 360 degrees. This is 8. What if I'm going to uncheck this one, link steps? Of course, it won't connect these dots or the nodes. So ang difference, if say sa node 2, no, this is 8, link step mo, connect niya yung mga nodes. So here, you can link this on the vertical na, no? Okay, so this is the first isometric view. We wanted to have here a post, say 3.2 meter post. Again, translational repeat. This is along y. Say a uniform spacing. Okay, so that's it. And then after which you can now delete this highlighted portion by pressing just press delete on the keyboard. Okay, so you have here a an initial model containing now our column. Perhaps you can delete the center post here. And then if you want, you can actually create a certain truss, no? So if you need to isolate a certain members here for you to work on without or we just temporarily hide other members, just have to work with this, then you can have this command, select and then view and then view selected objects only. Okay, so in that way ma-isolate mo na yan, and then you can now create your trust on this. So we will just have some simple techniques to establish our trust. Say I'm going to select this and then offset it by its the height of the king post. Say Control C and then Control V. We're going to offset that along your Y by, say, your king post is 2.1 meters. Then just press OK. Then I'll just connect this one. Okay. So here you can subdivide this into segments. Say we have three base. Okay, so you just have to divide this by n segments. You do not have to define this because it will automatically divide the segment into 3. Okay, so we do the same here. We divide the segment into 3. Add endpoints, then okay. Then you just simply connect that nodes, and then from here you wanted to use the mirror command. Perhaps you can unselect that one to avoid duplication. So we use the mirror, generate mirror along, so the mirror plane will be on X, Y axis, and then just select this one. It's okay. Okay, so we mirror this, generate mirror, and then node on plane, click this one, then okay, then check if we have duplicate. So no duplicate members. And then from here you can now group. So the use of the group here, say tools, we're going to create groups. Say this group name is, say, bottom chord, say member, say beam. Okay, so notice here that the group created is not yet assigned to any member. And then you can also create for top chord, so beam, and you can also create web members for the web member group. Then for this, you can have the bottom chord here. You select the bottom chord and then nakaselect din yun, then associate to selected geometry. So bottom chord has been assigned, and then top chord. So while you are selecting this, you are holding control button, ano? Kasi pag naka-release yung control button, yan, you cannot select all of the members. So select that one, then hold control button and select other members. Then again, we select here the top chord and associate to that group. So with this, beam assigned was already assigned to that group. Then web member, yung mga web member, just the same, naka-hold yung control ko dito. So this is the web members. Okay, so we can now press here associate. Okay, so that if you need to select only the bottom chord, you just press here highlight, no? Yan yung mga bottom chord. So kapag top chord, highlight mo lang, and kapag web members, highlight mo lang. Okay, so kapag top chord, highlight, okay, bottom chord, highlight. Okay, that's the use of creating groups. So again, nandito yan, tools, then tools, create new group. Yeah, so if you need to create, just press this one. By the way, this create new group is applicable to nodes, beams, geometry, and floor. Okay, so this time I'll just have the beam. Okay, so with that, this is isolated view. If you need to go back to your original or the display whole structure, just press this one. Okay, so if you need to have your truss to be translated again for the other span, can do that. So again, by translation and repeat, say this is the node, and then say this is 8, press OK, then yan na, you have all trusses for all segments. Okay, so that is the use of the translational repeat. And then what you do next is, of course, you needed to check duplications. So no duplicate nodes found. About the members. So there are a lot of members, of course. Na doble yung mga king post nito when you translate it. So all you have to do is to merge it one by one, no? Shift N, you can kung pupunta ka sa geometry, ano, Shift N, turn on and off yung node. Shift N and then Shift N. Okay, this is node 13, that is node 12. If you want to turn off that, Shift B again, mawawala. So Shift B and Shift N. So Shift and Shift N, lalabas yung designated node number. Okay, that would be the use of Shift N and Shift B, displaying the nodes and the member or the beam label. So this time, we would want to cluster also what we have repeated. Kasi kanina, we have actually created new group for that. Meron tayong bottom chord, meron tayong top chord, and meron tayong members. However, it will not cover yung other repeated entities here. So what we do is to manually select all remaining bottom chord and top chord as well as members. So we'll start with the bottom chord. You wanted to use your mouse wheel for zoom and pan, no? Turning it in and out will have zoom. Then pan is pressing it, holding the bottom of your mouse wheel. What else we can have here? Of course, kung bottom chord, you wanted to isolate all of the bottom members, I'll just have this select beam cursor, then we isolate that. Okay, and then select or view selected objects only. Okay, so ano yung mga bottom chord mo dyan? Ito lang naman yung mga bottom chord. Or we select all of that and then just unselect this one by holding the control button. Okay, and then that's it, we associate. Okay, so for top chord, we display again all of the structure for the top chord. Ito naman, let me highlight the initial top chord, then select yung mga top chord, lahat ng top chord, and then if you accidentally click that one, so just click it again. Okay, mawala yan. Basta importante dito naka-hold yung control button. Okay, so you wanted to rotate that one for clear selection of your inclined member. Okay, so yan, lahat na yan top chord. Then what you do is to associate it again. So for the web members, ganun din, highlight muna yung mga nauna, then control is pressed, then we select all of the web members. We rotate by arrowhead, left and right arrow lang sa keyboard, then control again, hold the control button para hindi mawala yung mga selection. Kapag nangawit ka na, you can just associate para pag nagkamali ka, for example lang, hindi ko pa na-associate yan, biglang napindot mo doon, so nawala na yon. So what you do is to repeat it again. So my suggestion is highlight mo muna, then press the mouse wheel dito sa screen, okay, and then you rotate, left and right rotation, then hold the control button, then you begin to select the other member. So ngayon, pag nangawit ka, associate mo lang yun. So kapag na-associate mo yan, ibig sabihin nasama na siya doon. Okay, then continue, highlight. Ang pag-click mo dito, hindi right click or left click, mouse wheel, kasi kapag right click, wawala siya. So highlight and then mouse wheel, okay, yan, you are in on the screen. So select all of your web members by holding the control button. So every now and then you wanted to associate that. So just select all of the web members. Okay. Just complete this one. Then this. Okay, so I think we are done with the web member. So again, just select this web member and then associate. Yan. Pag highlight mo ulit, highlight, yan na. So next, so all of the beams are already assigned, are also your truss elements are already clustered into bottom chord, top chord, and web members. Okay. If you need to create here another one for framing, framing system tayo, say beam din, okay. So ito yung mga frame mo, as well as this girth. Okay, we associate that for that group. So yan. So we have already associated all of your members into a single group, ano. So what is next is to support. Ito kasi follow lang natin to actually. Tapos na tayo sa geometry. Next is general. From general, the subtabs are property. So ito muna unahin natin, property, pababa tayong gano'n. Okay. So from property, we need to if we have an RC or reinforced concrete, define mo, no? So this time we are in the steel design, so section database. So in this section database, there are databases for steel structure or steel properties like W shape, M shape, S shape, HP, B shape, channel, MC channel, angle, tube, pipe, hollow steel structure, rectangle, and round, and we also have castellated. So everything was in here, so we do not need a steel table actually. So the meaning of the nomenclature here is this. So ayan, for the angle bar, angle symbol, angle L, and then this 40 here is 10 times length of one leg in inch. So kapag tatanungin mo kung ilang inches yan, 40 is actually 4 inch, because 40 divided by 10 is 4 inch. Ito naman 35 is 3.5 inch, and then this is the thickness in 1/16 times inch. So 6 times 1/16, 6 times 1 divided by 16 is 3 all over 8. That is why ito yung talagang property niya. So the dimension of this is angle 4 inches by 3.5 inches by 3/8 inches. So this is the meaning of the nomenclature of the STAAD Pro. And you can see that as well in your view table. Say for example, I'm going to have a channel bar. Just have view table, and you can see the properties, say the area, and then the depth, the width of the flange, the thickness of the flange, etc. So all of that will be found in your section database. So the W shape, this is the flange section. Say I'm gonna use this for my beam, no? For my beam and frame, beam and column. Say let's select here as a section 8 by 10. Then if you're going to view that into table, this will be the dimensions, no? May depth siya na 8 inches, almost 8 inches. Okay, the width of the flange is almost 4 inches, so parang 4 by 8 yan. Okay, so in here you have options, no? Single section from table, or T section cut from beam, or composite section. Okay, so those are your options, no? I'll just have the single section, then I'll just add that one. And then for the truss, say ito tayo sa angle. So sa truss, sabihin natin I'm gonna use a larger section for the bottom and the top chord, ano? So again, you have the options here: single section or single angle with reverse YZ axis, long leg back to back, short leg back to back, double angle. So kapag back to back, you can set the spacing between them. Okay. But this time I'll just use the single section from table and then add. So for web members, I'll just use a smaller angle bar. So if you view that into table, you can see that this is 2 by 2, no? 2 inches by 2 inches by this 0.25 inches. Okay, I'll just add this again, and then we just close that one. So this is the time you're going to assign all of these selected properties into your model, no? I-delegate mo to into your model. So, W8 by 10, I am going to delegate this on my frame. So, the step, una muna, select mo yung desired properties dito. And then, we go back to tool. Then, create new group. This is very useful, So, sa framing, I have already set my grouping into that, and then just highlight that one, and then assign to selected beams, then assign. So, yan, naka-assign na yung property on that. Now, while you are assigning, you can click this rendered view, no? So, yung mga selected lang, yun lang yung lalabas sa selected view. Now, kapag click mo dito anywhere on the screen here, on the working screen, ma-unselect lahat. So, don't worry, kapag na-unselect lahat, mas maganda kasi you can see the members na hindi pa wala pang assignment ng material. Okay? So, that's the use of this rendered view. Okay. Next, I'm going to assign this to the bottom and top chord. Bottom chord muna tayo, highlight mo. Then just assign that one. So, naka-assign na yan, meaning naka-assign na yan sa 25 by 25 by 4. Sa top chord, highlight mo rin yung top chord, the same material, then assign. Okay? So, yan. Top chord and bottom chord na assign na dito sa 25 by 4. So, ngayon, dito naman sa members, web members, just select web members and then highlight that one, then just assign that one. So, on your render view, you can check that all of your members were already in place. Okay? Kung titignan natin, mas manipis yung web members dun sa top and bottom chord. So, this is just an example. Okay? So, that is about assigning the members. So, our next task is by the way, on these sections, you can actually set the beta angle, meaning gusto mo bang mag-rotate yung member mo at a certain angle, say 90 degrees, 180, 120 degrees, etc. Okay? So, beta angle and section. So, next, susundan lang natin to, tapos na tayo sa property. Next is specs. Okay? So, in this specs, we need to define the truss here. Okay? We wanted to view it from the side view and then select all of your truss. No? Yeah. Here. So hold again the control button. Yan. And then beam. Go to truss. Then assign. Okay, so you have assigned that all of these are trusses. Okay, so next is support. So support, we need to create support first. Say fix, pin, or fix bat. Pag fix bat, if you want a roller, just freeze all of the releases except for Y, no? Meaning it is strain on all locations, say x, z, and the moment, except for the y-axis. So that is the definition of roller, right? So kapag nag-add ka dyan, you can use the cursor to assign, but first you need to select that footing created, and then you can now assign. Okay? Yes, assign mo lang yan. Or instead of assigning it one by one, you can already select all of the bottom nodes and then select to assign to selected nodes and then assign. Okay, yan na. So that's it. So you can also edit that one. For example, fix. Add ka lang ng fix dyan, then select that one. And again, select those, then assign it. Magbabago yung inedit mo. Okay? So we are done with the support. Next is the loading. So in here, we have two definitions and load case details. So our focus here is load cases details na lang muna, which involves live load, dead load, and wind load. See, on this load cases details, I'll just add here, and then primary tayo, say primary loading, sabihin na natin dead load muna, dead load, say DL, I'll just name this as DL, and then add, and then another for live, then just check this to reduce it according to UVC and IBC criteria. Then this is live load, add, then if you want a wind load, WL, then we press add. So yan, then close. So inside, ito yung pinaka outer folder mo. So from inside, you can add the dead loads na. So say for example, self-weight, kung anong nakadelegate na material doon, automatic na i-generate niya yung self-weight load. Okay? So we just add that one. The factor is -1 kasi going downwards, no? So we add that one, and then if we have a nodal load, you can add a nodal load. Say for example, your nodal load is set to be 20 kilonewton. You just add that one for the meantime. So dito wala tayong area load tsaka floor load because we do not have any plates or surfaces. So if you need to have a uniformly distributed load, like the intensity of pressure of the wind, you can have, say, -8.56 for example. So you can set this, kapag global kasi, global Y, the direction is going downwards. Kapag local, susundin niya yung or perpendicular to the inclined member. So kapag wind, di ba, it should be perpendicular to the member. So we are going to select here Y global. Okay, then just add that one. Just close, or perhaps yung dead load dito, ito pala, dapat ilagay mo dun sa wind load. So I'll just delete this one. And then, add ka rin sa live load kung merong live load. Say nodal load, negative 10. Add. By the way, this is positive, ano? You can double click that and then change. Yes. And then, just leave this to have a question mark. Kapag question mark, hindi mo pa na i-assign sa structure yung loading. Okay? And then for the wind load, just add. See, this is a member load. It is local Y and negative 8.56. Just add that. And then we can now delegate this one. So use cursor to assign if you want. Yan. So lagay-lagay mo lang dyan sa mga nodes mo yung dead loads on your classes. No? How about this one? So ganun din. Use cursor to assign. And then that's it. You can assign it on the joints that this live load should be in. Baka kung ceiling, nasa baba. Okay. Next. If you need to delete that one, you just edit this. And then if you need to delete this 55, just reassign, repress here, assign. Okay. So kapag gusto mo i-delete to, delete, assign. Ito naman nawawala dun. So delete, assign. So basically wala na dito sa F10 kasi dinilit ko na on your edit list. So you can reassign it again and assign it. Yeah. Okay. And then for the distributed load, you wanted to assign it on your bottom chord. Pwede rin na gamitin mo as use cursor to assign. Or dito mo na rin magagamit yung grouping kanina. Go back to your grouping, create new group, top chord, then highlight, and then use assign to selected beams and assign. Yes. Okay. So I think that ends our session for today regarding on loading, nodes, rotational repeat, and others. So kindly explore what we have discussed today, so that I'm gonna give you an exercise to do for you to work on. So thank you and good day.